Just wait. Just you wait. You're still a ticking time bomb. And at any moment, you're going to have a massive heart attack. If my CAC scan came back at anything other than 0, what would you do if you got the CAC scan back and it wasn't 0? What if it was 200 or 300 or higher? What would you do differently? Would you go on a statin? And in the video I put out yesterday, I shared my CAC results. And without further ado, they were a big fat 0. That's not the point of this video. This video is a follow-up to that video because I got some excellent questions. And the other big question I got was, what is quality cholesterol? Because in yesterday's video, I kept saying over and over again, I have learned from the good doctors, including heart surgeon Dr. Ovadia.
When it comes to cholesterol, I try and get people to focus on the quality of your cholesterol, not the quantity of your cholesterol.
I touched on it a little bit, but I had several people asking about it. So in today's very quick video, I'm going to tell you what I would do if my CAC scan was anything other than 0, and what is quality cholesterol.
Quick interruption. Beast Mode Soap sent me this soap, 100% beef tallow, free to try. This is certified grass-fed tallow, never vegan, made in the USA, natural essential oils. We got forest ash, paleo pine. We're in the pine forest. The forest ash is my favorite. I've been using it for a while now. They sent this to me for free, but I liked it so much I agreed to do a paid partnership with them because I believe people need to know what they're putting on their body. And the soap that I had at home is full of chemicals, detergents. Seriously, after I use this soap, my skin feels so soft and so incredible. What you put on your skin ends up in your bloodstream. And I only want to put good things in my body and on my body. And this, there couldn't be much better. This is 100% beef tallow. Learn more at beastmodesoap.com.
People told me I'm a ticking time bomb on carnivore, and at any second, I'm going to suffer a major heart attack. And the truth is, before carnivore, I believed that too. I believed that eating fatty meat would clog my arteries and give me heart disease, and I'd end up with a massive heart attack. But after almost 900 days on carnivore, precisely the opposite of what I've been told my entire life is happening. The first thing for me was I started having energy again. I started no longer having fatigue. I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure prior to starting carnivore. My ejection fraction was just 44, which means it couldn't keep up with the needs of my body. I also was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy. I had a rapid and highly irregular heartbeat my entire life. Those things went away on carnivore, and after 1 year on carnivore, I went in and had a heart echo and several other heart tests. My blood pressure had normalized, my lifelong irregular heartbeat reversed, and on the heart echo, it showed that my congestive heart failure reversed as well. My ejection fraction went from 44 to 60. Despite all of this, and because I'm in the public eye, I suppose, I get told all the time, over and over again, just wait. Just you wait. You're still a ticking time bomb, and at any moment, you're going to have a massive heart attack. And so I said, what the heck, let's do another test. I really didn't need to do the test for myself, but because I'm in the public eye and I'm filming this documentary, Healing Humanity, I decided, let's get a CAC scan and just see. And honestly, I thought it would come back higher. Not because I'm doing carnivore, because I know that heart disease can take years and years and decades to form. What I did prior to carnivore could have given me a high CAC. I never had a CAC scan done prior to carnivore. And I have learned so much on this journey, this personal health journey of my own, but also having the amazing blessing to interview so many good doctors and experts, including Dr. Ovadia, including other doctors, including just doing a ton of research. And the biggest thing I've learned is it was a complete lie. It was completely opposite from what reality is. So the first question I want to answer as a follow-up to my other video, and I encourage you to watch that video. I'll have a link in the description below. I worked very hard on that video. But the first question was, Carrie, what would you do if your CAC score was higher, if it was anything other than 0? And this is my honest answer. Well, first, I'd maybe investigate a little bit more. I would check into the quality of my cholesterol a bit more. And I would do that with an advanced lipid panel. And quick spoiler alert, I recently had an advanced lipid panel done. I haven't gone over those results or shared those yet. I'm going to be doing that next week with the amazing Dr. Nelson. So I'm going to get into that. But if I just did the CAC and my score came back, say 300, I'd go do an advanced lipid panel. And I would say, let's look at the quality of my cholesterol. And people were asking me, what does that mean, the quality of your cholesterol? Well, an advanced lipid panel will look at the size of your cholesterol particles. Do you have large, fluffy, buoyant particles, or do you have small, dense particles? And in most cases, when someone suffers from heart disease or a heart attack, they have the small, dense particles. If you check your advanced lipid panel and you see that they're mostly large and fluffy and buoyant, it drastically reduces the odds of you having heart disease. So that is one big measure to look at the quality of your cholesterol. So that is something I would do before making any decisions, first of all. The other thing I would urge people to look at is there are many other factors besides your LDL cholesterol, for example, that can tell you whether or not you're going to have heart disease, potentially. The risk of it, at least. Your triglycerides is another one. My triglycerides were 57, which is freaking excellent. It's amazing. And my triglyceride ratio, that's another thing that you can look at, was 0.77, which is excellent. My 5 markers for metabolic health are all excellent. They were horrible before carnivore. These are things I would look at closer. So that is the quality of cholesterol, as I understand it as a layman. But I'm going to be going on with Dr. Nelson in 1 week, so be sure to subscribe to the channel and check back in. I have them. They're all in my hand. I don't understand what a lot of them mean. There's a lot in there. There's a lot to account for. But Dr. Nelson's going to take us through, and we're going to talk about what is the quality of cholesterol with Dr. Nelson. Now, to answer the other question, all of those things aside, if my CAC scan came back at, say, 300, would I go back on statins? What would I do differently? This is my honest answer as me, as an individual, not giving you medical advice. You guys have to take your life into your own hands and make your own decisions. There are possibly factors out there where maybe I would consider a statin, but they are so few and far in between when every doctor's just doling them out like candy. If my CAC scan came back at anything other than 0, I would do the precise thing I've been doing for 900 days now. I would continue eating a proper human diet. And why is that? Because I would choose to treat the root cause of the problem. Why are my arteries calcified? Why do I have a potential for future heart disease? Because of insulin resistance and inflammation that I put my body through for 43 years before I started carnivore. I would focus on the root cause, and statins are doing 0 to focus on the root cause. I think a lot of doctors are just throwing their hands up in there because they're like, people aren't going to address the root cause, or the doctors don't understand what the root cause is, but most people won't change their diet. And so maybe this is the best option for people that won't change their diet. But I believe most people don't realize that they are causing these things to happen, and that the effects of taking a statin as a last resort because you won't change your diet are 1 in 100 people see a benefit, and 99 out of 100 see no benefit. Could you imagine if you went and bought a lottery ticket at a gas station? The odds on a lottery ticket, like one of those little scratchers, it's like 1 in 6 or 1 in 8 win. So let's say 1 in 8 win. 7 out of 8 people that go spend $5-10 on a scratch off lottery ticket, 7 out of 8 get 0. Those are horrible, horrible odds. You go to a casino roulette table, if you do black or red, you almost have a 50% chance, but 1 in 8 for a lottery ticket. Statins, 1 in 100. 1 in 100. Could you imagine? You'd have to flip a coin 100 times to get it right one time. You'd have a 100-sided coin. Imagine a 100-sided coin, and you'd have to call one number out of there, and you'd flip that big, gigantic coin, and it would land down. What are the odds that it would land on your number? 1 in 100. 1 in 100 benefit for statins. So, no, if my CAC score came back at, say, 300, I would not go on statins. I was on statins for 8 years, over my 30s, and I had brain fog, and I had fatigue, and I had memory loss, and I had muscle aches. And I never knew those were from statins. Maybe they were from all the other medications I was on. Maybe they were on a combination of those things. I don't care. All of that medication I was on was to treat the symptoms. It wasn't to treat the root cause. I have decided I'm going to treat the root cause. And so if my CAC score came back at 300 right now, I would focus on the root cause and fixing my metabolic health. And I've been carnivore for 900 days now, but that doesn't mean I'm fully healed. I'm getting better and better. The last month on carnivore has been absolutely incredible. My energy has been through the roof. My mental clarity has been off the charts. I feel better than I have my entire life. I feel younger. I feel amazing. I wake up just happy. You ask someone on average, how are you doing today? And most people will be like, eh. You ask me how I'm doing today? I am doing incredible. I'm thankful, grateful, blessed. I'm doing absolutely amazing, and I want for nothing in this world. I would continue doing what I'm doing because I believe my body is still healing. And further than that, I believe that I could reverse a CAC score by eating a proper human diet and by eliminating inflammation and insulin resistance that I was having not eating a proper human diet. And in the end of yesterday's video that I did, my friend Gig, he was on there and he had 3 CAC scans done.
Guess what? My CAC score, my cardiac calcium score, went from I've had 3 of these done. Went from 168 down to 33, and then 0.
And I believe, I don't want to quote him because I may be wrong on this, but I believe Dr. Ovadia has said he's seen anecdotal evidence of people lowering their CAC score, eating a proper human diet by eliminating inflammation and insulin resistance. So that is what I would personally do. Again, I want to be very cautious and careful. I'm not telling you what to do at all. I believe that we're each on our own journey and we each need to make our own decisions and we each need to be the captain of our own ship. What I would encourage each and every one of you to do, if you go to your doctor and they say you need to go on a statin because they did a basic lipid panel, I would be asking more questions. I would be saying, why aren't we looking at the quality of our cholesterol through an advanced lipid panel? Ask them to order you an advanced lipid panel. And then I would be saying, why can't I get a CAC scan? Ask your doctor. And if they can't do it for you, I went and got mine done without a doctor, $50 out of pocket. It was a 5-minute procedure. I'm so upset in retrospect that I took those statins for 8 years and I could have just got a $50 CAC scan. It probably would have showed me a big fat 0 back then. And I would have said, I'm good. I'm not going to go on the statin route. I'm going to just keep an eye on this. Maybe I'll do another CAC in a couple of years. I'll keep an eye on my triglycerides. I'll keep an eye on my metabolic health. I'll keep an eye on my inflammation. I'll continue to eat a proper human diet, which has healed everything else in my body. Why wouldn't it heal the potential for getting heart disease? That is what I would do. So I hope that answers your questions. I had a lot of really good questions on that video, and I hope that you stay tuned because we're going to dig into the quality of cholesterol. We're going to do a deep dive with Dr. Nelson. I'm filming that video with him next week. We're going to do an extensive deep dive into my advanced lipid panel that's going to show the particle size of my cholesterol and give us a better indication of the quality of my cholesterol. So I hope that helped you all out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help me out. It really helps when you comment, like, and share the video. And make sure you're subscribed. I'm so surprised at how many people are not subscribed to the channel. Please be sure you subscribe. And the last thing I'll say is this. This is my life's work right here. I'm not going to stop till we reach millions of people. We're filming a documentary all over the world. Our new trailer just dropped. We shared it on Dr. Barry's channel. We shared it on Dr. Chafee's channel. I just did an interview with Dr. Baker. Please go watch our trailer. You can do that right now. It's a 3-minute trailer. It's at healinghumanity.movie. There's a link in the description below. And please share it. Share it. Everyone keeps saying, has RFK seen this? What about Make America Healthy? What about people at the news stations? Has anyone on the news contacted you about all these stories of healing? Nothing. We've reached out to all of them. We need your help. Share the trailer, tag those individuals, send it to RFK, send it to your local news. Tell them, look at all of these people that are healing. Incredible, miraculous healing, eating a proper human diet. We need to get the word out there. At healinghumanity.movie, you can also sign up for our free newsletter and you can support our efforts. This entire project is crowdfunded. We couldn't do it without you. We are editing the main documentary. It's going to be done at the end of the year, and we hope to release it in early 2026. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you didn't see my video yesterday, you're missing out. I spent 8 years putting that video together in one way or another because I was on those statins for 8 years. And I worked very hard on that video. I will leave that video in the upper corner of the screen. Please watch that or check out the other videos I've done with Dr. Philip Ovadia. Thank you so much for watching. Beep.